Hello, it's Kelly. This is my floss tube. It's episode 19. I've been trying to do this for 19 weeks. The thing is it keeps me on track, so it's kind of a good thing, but I can't believe this has gone on for 19 weeks already. Happy New Year. 365 more days, or chances, if you started on the 1st, to get it right, to do something epic. I don't know. Or to be in quarantine still. It dawned on me, we've been in quarantine here in Michigan. Things shut down the first part of March. So we're coming up on a year. That's insane. Like the things that have gone on lately, there are probably smarter people who can put it into better words. It's scary. Between the pandemic, knowing whether I should take the vaccine or not. I have a meeting in the an appointment tomorrow morning with my neurologist, and that will be a topic of conversation. The state of Michigan has now declared that I am I'm now an essential employee, an essential worker, or a frontline worker, because I do public defender work. I don't have any public defender cases right now, but because I do that as part of my firm, I'm a frontline employee. I have schmutz. I have schmutz on my, I had chocolate ice cream. I didn't realize I had, but then you get the camera on, and now I'm okay. So it wasn't like gross stuff. It was chocolate ice cream. I was just being a little kid and eating chocolate ice cream. We got the incredible kind of ice cream. It's got Jack cookies and cream bits in it, which really is just, but it's chocolate based, which is kind of weird. But Ease was on sale, and I'm stress eating. And even though I'm stress eating, I'm still dropping weight to the point where I'm actually getting concerned that it's coming off way too fast. It's a little crazy. Gotta watch it. But hey, this week's show is brought to you by Diet Coke. Now, they don't sponsor me, and I really wish they would, because Coke is expensive. And that probably won't be my screen grab. It'll be something like, but whatever. Okay. So this year is already shaping up to be like, hey, 2020, hold my beer. I don't know. I don't have answers. I have a shit ton of questions. And so I'm trying not to just be overwhelmed and stress out and hide my hand, like put my pillow over my head and just hide out, like in my blanket fort. Because I'm not sure that 49-year-old women should still have blanket forts. But in my blanket fort, I get to knit, and I get to stitch. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I don't know why I need to say, most of the people that I know that watch me pretty much are similar thinking people. If you at all are okay with what happened at the Capitol the other day, please get off my channel. You're not going to like it here. Even though my stitching is kind of fun and cool, you're not going to like what I have to say. So you're either going to have to watch me on silent, which I guess is an option, or I'm going to probably make you really pissed off at some point with what I have to say at some point. So if you're a racist, if you're homophobic, if you're just, if If you look at your circle of people that you agree with and there's Nazis involved with them, you really need to rethink your life. It's kind of a low threshold to know that you're a decent person if you're friends with Nazis. So, yeah. If you're friends with Nazis, or if your thoughts and beliefs line up with people who are Nazis, not that you're personal friends with them, but if you look in your circle of people who agree with you and they're Nazis, maybe time to back up. To back up, sit down, and rethink. So, yeah. I think it's going to get worse. And it scares me. So right now, I'm just kind of a ball of anxiety. Yeah. Okay, let's get to something happier. Best new thing this week? I will show you. I have this bucket list. I have a bucket list, I really do. I've had it since the first brain surgery. So 5 years now, 6, almost, yeah, 6. I think we're on 5 years. We just hit the 5-year mark. I started a bucket list, and on my bucket list was to learn how to knit socks because I can do basic knitting, and as I've told you, I can decrease, but I can't increase. But I've knit several things, and mostly dishcloths or scarves, some hats. I like to do cable stitches. I do. I'm one of those weirdos. But I've wanted to learn how to stitch socks. Excuse me. Years ago when Bean was little, I knit her doll, her little American Girl doll, a pair of socks. And that had been the only socks I had ever knitted, except for that tube sock I tried, and that just did not work. So I found a pattern that I had pictures with it. So I was going to watch videos and stuff, and it just, anyways, I found this pattern. It was like 15 different examples of easy sock patterns, and it was on there, and I thought, well, what the hell, we'll go for it. If I got stuck, I was no further ahead than I was before. But if I figured it out, I was ahead. I'd have a sock. So best new thing is I turned a heel in my sock. And now I just have to knit the foot part. It's not perfect. It's not. And that's okay. It's my first sock. My son said he'd wear it. This is coming from the kid who wore a rainbow suit jacket to his high school prom. But he's going to wear it. It's okay, so the yarn is supposed to be a freaking hamburger. So now he's got one sock that's going to be basically a bun and part of the hamburger patty. And I figure the next sock will be the rest of the hamburger patty and ketchup. Or maybe that's just a tomato. I think it's ketchup and lettuce and tomato. I don't know, whatever. But I don't think I'm going to get to the lettuce part. So I have another skein of these. And I think when I make the next pair of socks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to like unwind all of this and put it into 2 balls. Unwind all of the dark brown, make it into 2 balls so that I can join and have hamburger socks. But I did it. I did it. So that's best new thing. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. So next year for Christmas, everybody's getting socks. Hand knit socks. I already have my next yarn pulled for Bean. Oh God, that's bad. What the heck? Here we go. It's blues. It's a blue, a gray, and kind of a periwinkle. And they're sparkly. Sparkly. I like sparkles. But not like, okay, do you guys remember the old Quacker Factory? Does she still make stuff? She used to be on like QVC all the time. And my mom liked her. And I had a friend who used to buy her stuff. And then when she was a teacher, and then she'd get tired of it and she'd pass it on to my mom. And then my mom would wear the shit out of it. But they were always kind of bedazzled and sparkly. I'm not that kind of sparkle. I'm this kind of sparkle. I don't want to end up like the old lady Quacker Factory. And I'm sorry if you wear Quacker Factory stuff. It might be collector now. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. They used to have all those. Okay, I've worn my mama's Quacker Factory sweater to an ugly sweater contest and almost won it. Came in second place. Apparently I need it up. The person who came in first place had matching shoes. I think that shouldn't have been counted. Shouldn't have been counted. Yeah. My mama had Quacker Factory sweaters for every holiday. I'm not even lying. Not even lying. All over. Each with its own little set of sparkling bedazzled jewels from the QVC. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I've showed you my knitting. Now I can show you my cross stitching. First up is our Lizzie Kate 3 small words that I'm selling with Janet Jebber. Hi, Janet. And I forget who else. I started it. It's started. And then I realized I didn't have all the flosses. Okay, there we go. I'll show you. That's the list of flosses. I had 1. Well, and I have 310 in white, which I think is on there. No, it's not. I'm trying to cover up the pattern because I don't want to be like a jerk, but yeah, I had 1 floss on my wall. So I picked up the others, I think all of the rest of them. I'll have to look in the little bag. I keep 3 small words. Where's my little bag? Like you guys would know. Okay. I keep 3 small words in Mr. Fox. I made it. It's just simple. I had Velcro. I didn't have a zipper. So let's see what's in here. Well, we have more than 1 of the flosses now. So that's good, but I think I'm missing a couple, but whatever. So I'll get to work more on that this week. It's shaping up to be kind of a crazy busy week, but I'll get more. I promise to at least get kind on there. So then it will be kind, which is only 2 out of the 3 small words. But it's work on it. Okay. That said, what I've been trying to do is get all of my cells, all the frames built, and maybe like if some of them drop once a week, some of them drop every other week, some of them drop once a month. Why? So at one point I was actually ahead, like I was on top of 3 of them, and I was like, yay me! And then I woke up that next morning and went, shit, now I'm behind because they've all dropped again. Yeah. So Urban Stitches is doing an after dark sale, adults only sort of thing. I built the frame. I think I showed you guys this. First week came out. This is the square for the 2nd and 3rd week. Now I have started it. I did start it. I had to set it down. I don't know why. I was like, yeah, this is not working for me right now. That happens. So I set it aside. because I've got 2 weeks to do that little block. Not that I'll probably get it. Whatever. Whatever. It'll get done when it gets done. There is no time limit. I'll collect the pieces, like all the parts, like the downloads. I have like a fuzzy on my tongue. Yeah. So most of them, this next one, I built the frame so that I could put in the little first square. Somehow my first square, the lobster, he's a little lobster. He's cute. It's the On the Beach style by 4 boys, and an NL girl, which I'm not sure what that exactly means. I don't know what that stands for. But her pattern is so super, super cute, and she's been super sweet because I messaged her the pattern. She sent you the frame, but it's on separate pages, and I couldn't in my brain figure out how they constructed without printing them off and taping them together, which I was really trying to avoid. I'm trying to get better about that, like not needing a pattern paper, a pattern paper. Oh my God, really? A paper pattern. So I'm trying, and I figured that these would be a good thing. So, some of my stitches are not full crosses. I did just half crosses, just so that I could figure out where everything goes. So, and then I figured as the weeks go by, I could go back and do the other half of the crosses. So Mr. Lobster went in, and I only counted from the one side, and I don't know, I jacked him up. So he's off center, and you know what? I don't care, because you know what he looks like? Mr. Lobster looks like he's flipping everybody off, like, doesn't he? Yeah, Mr. Lobster is flipping everybody off. So this block over here has come out, and if you're doing this, Sal, and you don't want to know and you haven't looked, I don't know why you haven't looked, because it's already out. Or maybe, I don't know. I asked her for the picture of the full frame in one picture, and suddenly I have the next part. So if you don't want to know and you haven't done it, turn your ears off for like 3 minutes. Okay? I'll give you like a thumbs up when you should come back to volume. Okay, so we have Mr. Lobster. This big square is a lighthouse. Yep, it's a cute little lighthouse. Super excited. It's probably way more stitching than I think it is. Oh, anyways, thumbs up. You can come back and listen. It's probably way more stitching than I realized, but it's really cute, and I really like that one. I'm a beachy kind of girl, so that works for me. Okay, so the next thing that I've been trying to really work on is Stitch Life Magazine's box came out with Penelope. I love Penelope. So this is the Plant Love in 2021 sale. If you're doing it, if you've got the box and you're doing it, that's the hashtag for the sale on Instagram. I was hoping, in my brain, I thought this was small enough that I could get it done in one day, maybe, or in a weekend. No. Because life. But I did get the tree in, and I have some of the grass. How cute is that? There still are boxes available, so if you want to go to stitchlifemagazine.com, right? I think that, yes. It was a great box. You can look at, so when it came in, I did an opening, filmed it, and it's on my channel. Flip back a week, not even a full week, like a half a week. It doesn't have a number. It will say like Stitch Box opening or something. Penelope is still available. Great box, lots of fun. So again, we did pretty good. I got a whole tree in and some grass. And then who knows what happened? I don't know. But there's no deadline on that, Sal, so that's cool. That's the only drop on that, Sal, so yay me. Yay me. So then, now remember, I flunked out of no new starts in 2021 in 2 days. And I switched it to Stitch All Things. in 2021 because clearly no new starts is not going to work with my life. Whatever. So the Steady Thread has a free sale, and it's all black work, and they're flowers. That's where I am on it. I have the frame almost halfway. But I think at this point, I think the blocks, I think one of these squares is one of the week's flowers, because it's supposed to be a flower garden. So I'm doing the flower garden inside. They've got 3 different ways you could lay it out, and they're all very cool. I decided on the flower box. Don't ask, I don't know. Whatever. But I think the 1 week is this box, or a box shaped like this. And I think the new one is, oh shit, now I don't know. I don't know which box the new one is. Shapes. Clearly I haven't done it. I don't even know if I'm ready. This is actually a lot more stitching. This is 18 count Ada. This is a lot more stitching than I thought it would be. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Not even gonna lie. A lot more than I thought it would be. Kujo and his friend, or her friend. Hold, please. Dogs. Okay. So we did that. Why do oh, so then the other thing I did is I went over to my friend's house because he does not have animals unless I take mine to visit him. So I can lay things out on his floor and not worry about dogs and whatnot. So I took Bean's the Project Bean over there, and I laid it down, and I stuck pins to make sure that in my brain the size squares that I needed them to be it will fit. The fabric for Bean's project is 60 inches wide by either 72 or 84 inches long. And it just fits. So my whip go goal was to get all that because it's a periodic table. So I wanted to get all of the black frame stitched this month. Well, the month that it was called, that square was called, it got called. Because why not? I did do other stitching. I'm really not crazy. I'm just disorganized. There's a difference. I thought so. Put my planner on the chair, put Bean's project on it. Bean's project is so big that then it hides everything. So, I got a Menards rebate. I don't remember what I bought at Menards that I got the rebate for. It was one of those send in your receipt, like the code thing, and get 11% back, which really is a lie. That is a lie. It is not a rebate. It is here's a coupon to come back to our store and spend more effing money on shit you probably don't need. And we'll give you 11% of whatever you sent back in a coupon to use at our store again. It's like a vicious cycle. Because now I'll go back in when there's 11% off and I'll buy something. Although, at Menards, you can buy cereal and deodorant, which is really weird to me, but you can. So, I think that was a week I bought dog food. My dogs do not like their dog food. Although my dogs seem to want to eat hay. This is fabric cut for other sales because stitch all the things. Because I'm an idiot. And if you've got a sale and it's cute, I'm probably going to join. I will probably cut the fabric and gather the flosses I'll probably even stitch part of it. And then I'll be like, squirrel! And I will find something else to stitch. And then I'll be behind on yet another zap. Okay, so so my two whip goes were the periodic table, and my goal was to stitch out the frame. I now have it pinned and know what I have to do. So now I just need, like, it's going to take a boatload of 310. I don't think it's going to be done this month. Not all of it, but I will have at least some of it done now that it's all pinned out and I know like what size each square should be. So that was one of my squares for Whitgo. My other one is to do my Barbara Anna Santa Travels sale. That's over. But remember, I restarted it on Ada because I wasn't liking the linen and I was just like, it was stressing me out. So that's why it got put away originally. So let's see if I have the... See, Santa Travels. He's riding a pig. Santa rides a pig. And he rides a big old bunny and a cat. And I don't remember. I think it's it's supposed to be a llama, but it's maybe a reindeer. I think those are the 4 animals. And then him and Mrs. Claus go and visit places. Oh, please. So I put it away because it was on linen. I wasn't liking it. It was stressing me out. So I restarted it on Ada, on a gray, like a dove gray Ada. And we are now that far. I fixed the little leaf square thing that I was off. I've now even got in some of the snow in block 1. But my goal for the year, when this was called, was to finish the pattern. Well, she drew, come on, a complete finish from restart. So from ground zero, it's kind of it's a 3x3 grid. So there's 9 squares plus this really pretty berry border. It's Barbara Anna. So there's like 6 colors, but it's gorgeous. And then the freaking periodic table that's bigger than I am tall. I think I may have overestimated my goals on Whipco. Because I have a lot of, yeah. Because also on there is to finish 3 small words. And I put that on there, honestly, I think before Janet decided before they named the cell, I put that on my board. So, I don't know. The other thing so I have that. I want to finish the dress on my Lady of the Flag. That's a lot of stitching and beading. Yeah. But we're only, we're 11 days into the year, so I'm good. I'm good. It's all good. I'm doing this Stitchotomy winter sale. My dog is now running around my little teeny tiny house with her bear that she has eaten. It is like shreds of bear. And she's playing catch basically with herself. Okay, so Stitchotomy is doing their winter sale. It was free if you signed up. I don't know where my brain was when I figured out this fabric, but this fabric is supposed to hold all the weeks, and I don't know. They come out every 3 weeks. There is a new row of snowflakes, and just like earlier today dropped a thing of winter hats. Now I have elected at this point, just because I'm worried that I don't have enough fabric unless I do them in 2 lines. I eliminated the second row of snowflakes. They're like Quaker flowers, almost snowflakey. But I have to put in the hats. But it's supposed to, I don't know I don't know. Clearly I have measured wrong somewhere on this cell, or I was thinking differently. I don't know. But I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough room to fit all of them. I do like the hats, so I'm going to stitch the hats, and I figure even if they're out of order, I mean, I guess I could always, depending on what comes up, I could stitch something up here. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm stitching it in 107, which is a red variegated from DMC, on 14 count Ada. I don't know what the hell I did wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So by the time I see you next, Bean will have the climbing goat space cell will have started. But I don't think the Cloud Factory, There Is No Planet B, will have started. However, oh, I do have other things to show you. So, okay, so the other things that I did, I bought a pattern, and I bought it a little while ago. I bought it during the election and hadn't stitched it yet. This is a pattern about Mitch McConnell being an asshole. And that the only thing bigger than Mitch McConnell being ass is a whale's anus. So, I gotta stitch that. It cracks me up. I started working on Santa Claus. I did switch it out. The pattern is done on a blue Ada. I didn't have blue Ada and I didn't want to dye anything. So all I did was switch out on the blue Ada. This is done in, I believe, white. I'm 99% sure this is white. I switched out to green. Just a random DMC. I think it was $6.99. Does that sound right? It's a really pretty Christmas green. And then I have his little claw starting because it's a crab. And I'm not one of these people who has to stitch the season during the season. I stitch what I want when I want. If it's a small, I stitch it. If it's a huge one, clearly I'll stitch that too. Whatever. It's one stitch at a time. Generally, I won't have them centered because, well, whatever. So the other thing is, if you are a subscriber to Liz Matthew from Hello Liz Matthew. Hello Liz Matthew. In her latest newsletter is this beautiful pattern. She does it monochromatic in this really pretty peach color. And then she's got like a couple little bobbles here and here and then in here, which I eliminated. Otherwise, there we go. So it's Hope. I am planning on maybe just making that like a little flat fold to go, I want to say in the window, but on a ledge somewhere. I love the purples, the 3 different shades of DMC purple, and they literally were just ones I grabbed off my wall of colors with a pretty green. I love purple and green together. It is just a classic combo to me. I don't know why, but it is. So I did all of that. So it wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. I also got a lot of my floss, actually all of my floss, except for the few that were with patterns right now. Or that there's some that are like in kits that I'm stitching. Those flosses aren't bobbinated, but all of the ones that I had already with my Disney princesses are all bobbinated, and most of them are on my second board came in and they're up on my wall here, which is really, it's kind of pretty, not gonna lie, it's pretty. But it's nice to be able to just go, oh, look, here we go. It's very cool. So, all right, that said, in going with my, this is my channel, and these are my beliefs. Taylor and Cromwell have a free pattern. As far as I know, it's still available. It wasn't like I don't recall it being a limited time only, but if you go to their website, it is the, get the fuck out. And it basically says, yeah, if you're an asshole, if you're a racist or homophobe, get the fuck out. So I definitely want to, I want to stitch that, and I want to put it, I kind of want to put it on my front door. Probably not the best place to put it. We'll see. But I definitely want to stitch that. Because yeah, it is a good one. So check that out. The other one that's on my immediate hurry up and knock it out, and I think I showed this last week, is by Modern Folk Embroidery, a free pattern as well. I'm just going to grab a color that kind of whatever I'm feeling that day off my wall and some spare Ada and throw that together. Because yeah, we need a lot more lights. Okay, so then okay, so on Inauguration Day, Stitch Life magazine is doing a sale, so I will probably do that one. I don't know what else I'll stitch that day because I don't know. I don't know, but I definitely I'll stitch that one. And then we also have Martin Luther King Day coming up, and I don't believe those are the same day. They're close, but they're not the same day. So on Martin Luther King Day, and going through the end of February, I have a couple pieces I'm going to be focusing in on. One is the Sal put together by Fat Quarter Shop, Stronger Together, and you actually get both pieces. It's only got 6 DMCs. I need to get the navy blue and another the darker pink, I think. And I'm in the so I dyed the fabric. The dye is from Dylon, and I picked ocean blue, and for some reason it's staying purple. It's like a light lilac. It's pretty. It's not what I wanted. So I'm going to mess around with that in the next couple of days, and see what I can come up with. But I'm going to stitch this one. I will stitch both pieces because I think that's also very important. It ends up being, if you do it on 14 count Ada, it ends up being basically about 5 inches by 5 inches. So it's not huge, which is kind of cute. So originally I was thinking that I would make it into a pillow, but at 5 by 5, I don't know that I will. But here's the other thing that I thought was really cool about this. They included a little bit of history on Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley. I hope I'm saying that wrong. Good God, I hope I'm saying that wrong. Or saying it right. Saying it right. And it tells you about her and you know, how she actually was faculty at Ohio Wilberforce University. She was the Department of Sewing, head of the Department of Sewing and Domestic Service. So yeah, she's pretty interesting. There's actually an autobiography. I didn't get a chance to really read this really close, and I apologize for that. But she wrote she wrote an autobiography called Behind the Scenes, or 30 Years as a Slave and 4 Years in the White House. Which has probably got to be fascinating. So I'm going to look for that book. But I think it's really neat when people, this is the weird history person in me. I don't like the dates. I don't really care about the date. I shouldn't say I don't care about the dates. I don't retain the dates. I never have. It's not how my brain works. But I love when people connect. Like I did the Civil War, I'm doing the Civil War diary quilt, where every quilt block, they have somebody's story. Just a little snippet, like of a letter or something that person wrote. I love that. So I think this is really cool. So in my brain, I have some things stored for future reference with that concept. The other one that I purchased and will be doing in February is, why didn't I take her out of the bag? Get her out of the bag. It is the Primitive Hares Harriet Tubman. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's actually pretty big. It is 151 stitches by 132. She's a big girl. She's a good size. I love that. The other thing that Primitive Hair has stated already that this will be she's the first in a series of, I believe it's influential women. I think they're going to be all women, which I think is fantastic. Um yeah, I can't wait. I love, like, it's done so it looks like one of the old pictures, like the sepia tones. Um, so yeah, I love this. So I will be starting that. Um, Stone Street. I knew I'd forget it because I'm me. Let me see. That's not helpful. All right. I think it's a Stone Street something. I'll link it below because, whatever. They did a Martin Luther King remembrance piece. I bought that pattern and I want to knock that out. Bobby from Plum Creek, oh Lord, I can't talk tonight. Why am I doing this? But from Pumpkin Creek Primitives and some friends. So I'm going to join in on are doing the Ask Not sale, and it's the JFK quote about ask not what you can do for your country, but what ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I may actually stitch on that as well on Inauguration Day. I think that's the plan for that one. Barbara Anna has a new style that she just announced through Creative Poppies, called Dreaming Girl. I think it's Dreaming Girl. It's super, 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 super cute. So of course I signed up for that because stitch all the things. I'm actually going to do some Valentine stitching, and those of you who know me really, really well probably just fell out of your chairs that I'm doing anything Valentine's Day related. But yeah, I'm going to try. That's all I'm going to say on that subject right now. I'm going to try. Sometimes wounds have to heal. And maybe that's how I got to do it. It's just little bits by little bits. I know a couple years ago, every day in February, I put a heart with something I loved about each one of the kids on their door. And that was super fun. My son thought it was goofy, but like when I forgot, he was like, "There's no new door. There's no new heart." So I actually might do that one again. They're both in college, and I think it's just been a shit-tastic. I mean, their first year of college was certainly not how we intended, and their second year of college is not what normal people do for college. So maybe I'll do that too. But I have I've got a couple of cute little patterns. I do want to do the Autumn Lane gnomes from just cross stitch. I bought the magazine. Like, I have the magazine on electronic. I bought the electronic copies plus all the, like, you get access the files for old copies. So I want to do that. I want to do a lot of things. Stitch all the things because, ADD. But the one for Valentine's Day that I bought offhand. It's a little wagon. It's called Loads of Love. And who's it by? It's by Little Stitch Girl. It is so cute. It's a little wagon and there's little hearts on it, and the wagon, like a little radio flyer wagon, and it says love on it. And I'm absolutely, like, it's so cute. So cute. The other one that I want to stitch in the next, like, by the end of February is United Colors of Love. It's a freebie by Jardin Privé. And then I want to buy the pattern from It's So Emma with the old typewriter, and it's something like You're My Type, but it's the old classic typewriter. I just think that's adorable. Um, and then the little gnomes. So that's kind of where I'm at. Um, kind of all over. I still have to start my modern folk embroidery. I have to start linens and things. I have the fabrics cut for them. I have the fabric cut for a bunch of things that are all supposed to be the right size, but look at what I did with, so now I'm like totally paranoid. Um, yeah. Um, I have a lot of things going on at work. I still have to watch several more hours of continuing legal education as a public defender. Um, I do take some of those cases, so they want to make sure that we're up on our skills, which I actually really appreciate the fact that they like offer these opportunities. And because I do pro bono, like get court appointed, most of mine are free to me, which is great because it's, you know, anything that I can do to up my skill level that doesn't cost me an arm and a leg is always awesome. Um, I was supposed to today take my mom to the doctor to have a second colonoscopy. Apparently they found a 15 centimeter, my mom is saying it's a 15 centimeter polyp that they need to now go in and remove because I guess they took a biopsy of it when they were on the first colonoscopy, and it's the type of cells that can go into cancer. So they're going to go in and remove it. But that's a 6-inch polyp. That's mind boggling to me. I don't know. So she ended up having to postpone it because she got exposed to my aunt, who is only like a year older than her. They were doing something together. My aunt has COVID. Didn't know it when they were doing their training. And so now my mom she went and had her test. We're waiting on the results. And then she'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So they can't do the colonoscopy and remove this huge polyp. Until then, it's just a nightmare. In the morning, I see my neurologist on video, and then I have, I think, a 3-hour in-person, like not in-person on Zoom, but we're all like the live rather than watching a recording. So I do try to, like, I take notes during them, but especially if the others have been tapes, like taped tape of the lectures from before in the year or conferences, those I can stop and restart, which is kind of nice, or I can get up and go pee or shake out my legs and stuff. So I can probably stitch a little bit, or at least knit, because knitting, I'm at the point on the sock where it's just literally just knit, 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 knit. I don't have to worry about decreasing or anything until I have it long enough to do the toe. Or I could do like the frame on the periodic table, because it's just literally rows of black stitches. So yeah, I have a couple more motions to write this week, one day at a time. So yeah, and apparently the state of Michigan now has decided, the Bar Association has named us lawyers who do like public defender work, especially if we potentially have to go to the jails, which I have a client who I've had to do that during all of this, which is very weird now to do jail visits. But because I still have, I mean, we have to keep our legal system going. Things are very odd. Things are moving very slow, for the most part. The state bar here now has decided that we are basically frontline workers or essential workers. So they have called my number to, like, I could put in to basically go next week to have the vaccine. But again, I need to double check with my doctors to make sure that that is what my health calls for, or how we're going to do this. And then I questioned, like, okay, does that mean that the kids, because they live with me, get to go? there's just all these kinds of questions. I've got another issue I've actually got to do legal research on, which is bizarre. Yeah. So it's kind of a crazy week. The other thing is that I ordered and it came in. I have 50 some zippers for project bags because start all the fucking things. So after we do the periodic table, since Bean is actually a double major, she's chemistry and forensic science, I have decided I'm going to have to make the pattern because I can't imagine that there is one. I'm going to do a Bean size, so about 5'4". Well, she's 5'5". She's a little bit taller than me. I'm going to make like a 5-foot anatomical skeleton, like Mr. Bones, to hang on her wall, because I think that would be really cool. But that's the next big, that's the next huge ass start. Okay, Kelly does like small little things. And then I seem to jump to like the size of the Steady Thread or Harriet Tubman. And then I jump to at least 60 inches wide by, 60 by 60 sort of thing. I do need to start my road to Ironman that I'm self-drafting. So, yeah. I have lots to do. It's not like I can get bored. There's a lot to do. My ADD brain needs to kind of zone in. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Do you guys want to see a whip parade? I have a lot of things kitted. But I do actually have a lot of whips. Because start all the things, but didn't decide to finish all the things. Maybe that should be the mantra for the second half of 2021. Oh, and don't forget, Fat Quarter Shop has a free, well, it's free sale for stitching in February called Serendipity. And the reason I mention that is because the proceeds from that, they're asking for, like, you can make a donation. The proceeds from that pattern are going to Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish is one of those things that are near and dear to my heart. So, and it's it's kind of still along that quilting, aesthetic, which is fine because I did the Thimble Blossom one with the little houses when quarantine first started. So it sort of all meshes in together. Those three mesh in really well together. And there's enough of the colors that are close enough that, you could technically, I think, kind of space them together. Mush them together. Whatever. You could put them together, like, near each other, and it wouldn't be like, ooh, what the hell are you thinking with those colors together? I think that in looking just kind of, so, yeah. Other than that, yeah. I have no intentions of buying anything in the next week. That said, I didn't have any intentions of buying anything last week either, so. I got nothing. So yeah, so certainly didn't intend an hour-long video, and we're nearing an hour. I know you guys love me, but seriously. It is after 11 o'clock on Monday night, and I'm exhausted. Last night I slept for like 10 and a half hours. I never sleep that long, unless I'm sick. And I know I'm not sick. I mean, it like seasonal stuff with the weather being kind of funky. I'm a little congested, but nothing major, not running a fever or anything. Certainly nothing. My migraines have been a little out of control, so I'm kind of glad that I had this appointment set. It's kind of funny that I had it set already, but I do regular check-ins with most of my doctors, so I was just right. It's like that every 3 months sort of check in with a neurologist. And when I talked to him last week about what was going on, he was like, can you last till next Tuesday? And I was like, well, it's already like Thursday, so sure, it's another 4 days. Um, so yeah, I don't know. But I'd like to have a bunch of pairs of socks that I knitted because I think that's so cool when they do that on Instagram. So then after I finish the sock thing, the other thing that I need to learn how to do is like have the color changes while you're knitting a sweater or when you're knitting socks too, but so that I can do my sweater that I bought the yarn for because I'm ready. But I don't know how to switch the colors in the middle of things or do color work on knitting. So that's the next that would be the next knitting goal. And I really need to sit down and figure out how to use wind stitch, wind, I think that's what it's called, that I got for Christmas. So yeah, so on that note, I will bid you adieu for now. Have a fantastic week. Let me know if you want to see a whip parade. I'll knock that one. I can film that this weekend or in the next couple days. You might have to go sit in my craft like storage room, so that it's a little bit easier. But yeah. Um, that said, have a good night. I hope you get some rest. I hope you are staying healthy and well and having fun and doing epic stuff. So,